Hi, I'm LDS in Medium, and thank you so much for tuning in today. I want to try to bring religion and spirituality closer together, and this is what this pod is all about. I will talk about my own thoughts and feelings as I am both LDS and have spiritual gifts, something that I've had my whole life, but I always thought that it was hard to combine these gifts with my religion. This has torn me into two directions, and I have talked to many people who feel the same way. I can't choose not to have my spiritual gifts, but I can choose how I use them. And I always want to use them for good and to help others. I believe my heavenly parents gave them to me for a reason. So, this is me. Join my quest for knowledge. Q&A time. So one of my listeners reached out with a question based on one of my recent episodes. And I asked if I could use this for the pod, which I got permission to do. So here it goes. Question. I know that you have gifts, a very vivid gift as you explained it to me. So the question. The gift that we have in the church that can be given by the Holy Ghost, are they exactly the same as the gifts that you have or that other people in the world have? Like seeing things, listening to things, smelling things, or seeing in the future or in the past. Any gifts that the world have, other people have, and they make money out of it, right? Is it exactly the same gift that the Father gives to his children? So I got this question, a message, rather late at night. It was after midnight when I read it, and I was going to bed. And I had a friend from the States visiting, and we'd been talking all evening, so I was tired and thought, well, I'll just sleep on it and answer tomorrow. But as soon as I put my head on the pillow, I got images in my head, and this is the reply I wrote. Okay, so here is how it comes to me. Look at it like two plumbers. There are two separate people. As an individual, they had different gifts depending on the persons and what they have been blessed with. The priesthood, which is the power of God, is like the toolbox they bring to work. It contains multiple tools, different tools needed for different things, to heal, to bless, to comfort, to baptize, to rule, and so forth. The plumbers use the right tools from the toolbox when it is needed and places it back. It's like borrowing God's power for specific uses. But with their own strength and powers, it can add to the tool's powers, or the tool can add to the individual's powers. If you have a strong ability to heal, the priesthood can amplify it, or speak tongues, or teach. So basically, we are all God's children, and so every human have gifts. The priesthood can amplify your gift, but also lend you specific gifts to serve in specific ways. Not using them all the time, but having access to them when needed. And yes, people in the world use their gift for money. But money in itself is just an energetic exchange, and in a way, an amplifier, because many people do not value what they get for free. The more expensive, the more valuable. It's what is being done with the money that matters. If one holds on or lets it flow to serve others. Did I answer you? That was the answer, but I kept getting thoughts, so I wanted to write a little longer. The image that I got in my head was that of two plumbers with exactly the same toolbox. It was very strong inside my head, or it could be paramedics with an ambulance each, or a baker with a bakery each. The thing is, the priesthood, which is to tap into God's power and use them to serve, is the toolbox, or the ambulance, or the baking kitchen, or let's say the hardware and the software of a computer. Put two computers next to each other with the same build, the same programs, and ask for the people handling them to give you a result. The difference is not in the computer, but in the people solving the problem using the computer. So what I'm really trying to say is that God's gifts are the toolbox or the computer. It's the same, but the people that uses the gifts are the one adding or retracting from it. Last Sunday we had a baptism in church, and I was listening to the person giving the gift of the Holy Ghost. The weird part was that some of the things he said in the blessing, I got it before he said it out loud. So I knew or picked up the information given before he said it out loud. It was a confirmation for me that what he was saying was inspired. The thing is, we all have different gifts. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to do with healing or intuition. It's how they show themselves for me. But God is infinite, and his powers are too. So it's like we all receive a piece of that, or pieces of that. Because I think you can have multiple gifts, like you have multiple coins. And if you use your gifts, they grow. And then you can have added on gifts. At least that's how I see it, or how it's shown itself to me. I know in the scriptures it said that you should not ask for money. What you freely have been given, you shall freely give. But even though the gifts in itself have been free, my path to cultivating it has been everything but cheap. So if I use my gifts to help others, I will not feel bad for charging because of what I have paid to learn myself. And for me to help others so they don't have to go through everything I've been through in order for them to grow their gifts. Money is just an exchange of energy, which sometimes works as an amplifier. And with money, you can do much good and help in greater capacity. Like one of my teachers loves to say, work is work and service is service. If you work hard and earn well, you have more time and money to serve. But if you read in the Doctrine and Covenants 46:11 and 12, it says, "For all have not every gift given unto them, for there are many gifts, and to every man is given a gift by the Spirit of God. To some is given one, and to some is given another, that all may be profited thereby." So maybe profited is not thought of as gaining money, but they're given to us to profit from, whether it be money or something else. Making money of my gifts is something I've struggled with, and when I work with healing, sometimes I charge money. It's my job on the clinic. And sometimes I just do it to help someone in need, and that is my service part. That's a long answer to answer this. God gave us gifts, each and every one, for us to use. They are not always the same and not always equally strong. They can be in healing like Christ, in prophesying like Lehi and other prophets, in giving testimonies like the missionaries and the apostles, in speaking tongues, seeing the truth like Nephi, or being strong like Samson, or just like Solomon. But they are in you and me. And by living the gospel, we receive the Holy Ghost, who will be easier to communicate with and understand if we develop our gifts. And we can serve in better capacity, and you men can add on your gifts with the priesthood, which is the gift or God. Or I like to think of it as the strength and love of God that you can tap into and serve with. Or this is how I see it. I love hearing from you. Be the light, share the light, spread the light, and shine. This is my journey. Thank you so much for keeping me company today. Please download, like, share, and subscribe, and help spread the light and spread the word to expand our community. Let's bring more love, peace, and unity to this world. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. Always be grateful, kind, and loving. Be brave and remember to step out of your comfort zone and smile. If you support us on Patreon, you will get access to our meditations and extra materials so you can download them as MP3. Also, we now have a Facebook group, which you can access from our Facebook community. Please answer the questions as you apply to participate. It will be a safe haven where we can keep discussing religion and spirituality, our spiritual gifts, and self-development. Remember, one person can make a difference, but together we can change the world.